Hi, my name is Mark Poulton. I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area, which you would call a no frills, no thrills real estate investor. If you're looking for somebody who's got a fancy car in the background, a really shiny studio office, or someone who wants to sell you a 19.95 a month subscription to their newsletter, not that guy. Go check out a different channel. So, I was thinking about last night, decisive action. So, I watch people. I take my son to school 2 or 3 times a week, and tend to have a conversation with them as much as possible about the people around us, what they're doing and why they're doing it. And I ask him all the time, and he's kind of come to the realization that, and it's taken some time to get there, that these are a lot of people who are getting up early, may or may not have to drop their kids off at daycare so somebody else can raise them, that they got to sit in traffic to try to get to a job on time that somebody else controls and that they probably hate. And this is all they know. They're not going to change. They're not going to do something different. And in fact, my wife, who we're in the process of getting her retired, she just got 20 years at her company, which is unheard of nowadays. You know what she got for 20 years? She got a mention at a company meeting with, all the other people in her group. Hey, congratulations, 20 years. The sad thing is somebody else there got a mention for 35 years. Gosh, man, I'd rather put a bullet in my face than, or at least eat a bullet rather than work 35 years someplace just to get an attaboy at some point. Can't think of a better hell than that. And so, what's different between those people and people such as myself and other entrepreneurs who are doing buy and hold real estate? I guess even flippers. Though I think that flipping is probably as a primary source of income very bad. Okay, as a supplementary if you're doing buy and hold. Buy and hold is where the real, true generational wealth is made, in my opinion, in the opinion of many people, very rich people. And that the difference there is decisive action. I decided to take decisive action. I wasn't going to sit there and read any more books. I wasn't going to listen to any more podcasts. I wasn't going to watch any more YouTube videos. I was going to go out and be a real estate investor. And you are not a real estate investor until you actually purchase your first home, close on it, and take possession of it. At that point, you are a real estate investor. Anytime before that, you are just a wannabe real estate investor. You are a potential real estate investor, or as I like to say, you are a non-entrepreneur. So you're going to have to take decisive action, and that's very scary for a lot of people. It was a little scary for me. It's going into the unknown. It's uncomfortable because you don't know what to expect. It's kind of like going into boot camp, right? Everybody can tell you what boot camp is going to be in the army, but it's not whatever. It's not whatever you think it's going to be. It's going to be something else, and you're not going to know what it is until you get there, and you're not going to be able to appreciate it until you're in it. And once you're done, you're going to know exactly what boot camp is, and you can describe it to somebody else. But describing it isn't the same thing as being there, and they're not going to have any idea what to expect, other than they're probably going to get yelled at a bunch. But beyond that, they're not going to have any real understanding. So, and the same thing in the buy and hold market. You're not going to have any real understanding of what it takes to rehab a home until you start doing it. I mean, there are some exceptions to this rule. If you have a friend that's in the business, you can go rehab homes with him. You know, if you're in the construction business and you rehab homes for a living, yeah, I mean, you're going to have some idea there. But collecting tenant or collecting rent, screening tenants, um, accounting for all the different laws, security deposits, creating a lease, screening tenants. I guess I already said that, and eviction. Until you get in there and do it, you really don't know a whole lot of what to expect. Unless somebody is actually walking you through the process and they said, hey, I'm going to go and evict a tenant. Do you want to come with me? Um, if somebody ever offers to do that, go. Go see what it's like. The very first time I did it, scared to death. Now, don't care. It's actually 16 minutes from the time I park downtown to the time I go in, file all the paperwork, do all my particulars, and get back to my car. 16 minutes. Not a big deal. That's assuming you're prepared. If you're not prepared, it can take an hour and you're going to annoy the people downtown. But to get back on topic, you got to be able to take decisive action. Even after you become a real estate professional or a real estate investor, you're going to have to still take decisive action when a deal comes up in front of you, whether it's through an email, a friend. I've had several just come out of nowhere, um, and they've been great deals. But you got to be willing to take decisive action on them. And you can't always know everything that you need to know. I often will have an hour to decide if I want a property, and I will go there. May not even see the inside, or maybe I do see the inside and it's trash. But I do a little bit of due diligence, and look for the particulars that will be a no. And if I don't see one that is an absolute no, like the foundation is crumbling, something like that, it's burnt, then you know I call my wife, we discuss it, go through the pros and cons, and we need to take action. And taking decisive action could be, I'm going to pass on this, or taking decisive action could be, I'm going to take the deal. And then you got to take decisive action again. You got to fund it. And if you're in the situation where I was, where I had 4 years, I was 4 years behind, 3 years behind on my federal tax return, not to mention state, you're not going to get a mortgage. So you got to come up with another way. And I encourage you, don't take the easy way. I mean, every once in a while, go to a bank and get a traditional mortgage. But if you're buying deals like I do, most banks will give you a mortgage for under $125,000. I like to be $75,000 all in. So a mortgage to a traditional means is not even an option. So I have to go out and find other mortgage holders or private mortgage holders. But either way, still take decisive action. And whenever you make a handshake and you agree to do something, take the decisive action to do what you said. One thing that I hate, and I really, really hate being a hypocrite, so I really, really try hard on this. When I say I'm going to do something, do it. Not that hard. Well, let me take that back. It actually is that hard. But do what you said that you would do. That is a sign of good character. That is a sign of honesty, and that is a sign of integrity. And we have a huge society today that is lacking in all three. Granted, it's been most of my life lacking those as well. So, but I'm trying to make up for it now. It drives me up the wall, and I get really, really pissed off at myself when I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it. So, anyways, I hope you go out there and live the "you won't stop me" lifestyle. I can tell you this: you will not stop me. Financial freedom is literally around the corner. Wife should be coming home either at the end of this year, 2019, or the beginning of 2020. I'm on the 3-year plan, maybe sooner. So I wish you success.